Terminator is back. Thank you for joining. Appreciate your time. El Mark, Cherry Blossom, Terminator. How you guys doing on Discord? Good morning, sir. I gotta come up with the Discord name too. Something like Terminator. Because of my accent, people would always make fun of me, and they would say like, "I'll be back," kind of mimicking Arnold Schwarzenegger. So maybe I should get that name too, like Terminator 2 or something. You're treating light now. Let's go. Good morning, Russell. How are you? All right. Go to webinar team. Bob, ready for short day. Half a day today. Lalit, good morning. Mark, good morning. Bill, Faust, Dad, Raymond, Carmen is back. All right. Alon, go to web, YouTube. Everybody on YouTube, on Discord, welcome. I appreciate your time that you're joining the broadcast. We're broadcasting everywhere. Great. Okay, let's start. Welcome to Tradespoon and Yellow Tunnel. My name is Vlad Karpel. I'm CEO and founder of both companies, and today we're going to have a live trading room open to trade stock and options using our technology. For those of you who are new, welcome. If this is your first live event, do me a favor, tap in first. Always want to welcome new subscribers. Discord, I think everybody already been here, but on YouTube, we always have new people. So the difference between Tradespoon, Yellow Tunnel, maybe some of the other subscriptions that's out there is that we are unique in the way that we have a team of financial engineers that build in models, neural networks, and provide signals. And there are some other companies that do that. That's not unique. But what's unique is that I actually take these signals and I trade them in a live trading room environment every day, and you can actually see them, right? So you have services where people used to be market makers, right, or professional traders, right, and you can just watch them using traditional indicators, or you see AI companies or fintech companies, but then they don't trade those signals. So this is one place which is kind of unique. It will be hard to find other places. I'm actually going to try to invite another market maker and have like a simultaneous, like two people on the broadcast. So I'm pretty excited about that. Maybe next week we're going to start that, having another who used to be a market maker and trader, professional trader, join our events so we can get different perspectives on trading. But that's my background. Disclosures are very important. Please read them. Trading stock and options involve risk, not suitable for everyone. If you're new to trading, associated with trading stock or options, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not registered with FINRA or SEC. I'm showing you what I do in my own account based on my own risk tolerance level for general education information purposes only. Another unique proposition is trading psychology, right? Started Yellow Tunnel with the idea that some people, I believe in trading psychology. Some people think it's not necessary. I strongly believe to be a successful trader, you do have to understand at least concepts of trading psychology, be self-aware, right? And psychology is just as important as AI or technical indicators. So first concept is profit versus outcome, right? The economy of control. The idea is that you want to be invested into process, build the process. What does the process mean? Is pre-market routine, watch the news, walk outside, walk the dog, pray, do push-ups, but something to get in the right mindset, right? And then you review your trading plan. I propose to have a trading plan in writing where you have your kind of cardinal rules that you don't break. And then keep all your trades in the journal. Record every single trade. Why you get into the trade, ask yourself multiple times why I'm getting into the trade. There are right reasons to get into a trade, and there are wrong reasons to get into a trade. And then you go through pre-trading checklist, right? And make sure that you don't break those rules. What are some of those rules? And then you grade, right? After you go to pre-check, the answer is no, then you place a trade, and then you grade yourself, A and B. If you follow the process and you didn't break any rules, then you give yourself A or B based on the outcome. If you broke one of your rules, then C or D, right? And the goal is, majority, 90% should be A's and B's, right? Just like in school. Sometimes we all make mistakes. Everybody does it, so it's okay to have, one C or D. What are some of the rules? 30% of portfolio in cash. I propose not to break that rules. When the market is overbought, it is pattern of higher highs, higher lows, but at some point we might get a pullback, 5, 10, 20%. So you want to make sure that you always have cash when that does happen. Portfolio drawdown, right? Number of positions times position size. I propose maximum loss per position. This way you know that your maximum exposure is 10%. And I think it's very important, especially if you knew, to be more conservative. It's kind of the opposite. When you knew, you're very aggressive, and then you get more conservative. You got to reverse that, right? In the beginning of your trading journey, you want to be conservative. And then as you get more confidence, that's when you start increasing your allocations. And maybe, professional traders, money managers, 15 to 20% portfolio drawdown, right? That's what they're looking for. You don't want to break that. That is probably the most important rule. Not to be down more than 10% when you start, and when you're a professional trader, not to be down more than 20%. So those are the most important rules, and that should be followed in the checklist. Probability of success versus return on capital, very important concept for retail investor. Just realize if you're trading, sometimes you have high probability of success trades, right? That it means, especially when you trade in options, right? That means that high probability of success, you are selling premium, out of the money premium, right? With the idea that market is not going to move 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviation. Your return on capital is smaller. If you want to increase your return on capital, usually you long volatility. That means you're buying puts and you're buying calls, or debit strategy, or butterflies. But you are doing the opposite. You're betting that the stock market or whatever you're trading is going to move 1 or 2 standard deviations. You have high return on capital, but lower probability of success. And I propose to follow the game theory, and you don't want to be always long or always short, whether it's volatility of the market. Based on market conditions, sometimes it makes sense to be long the market. Sometimes it makes sense to be short the market. Same thing with volatility. Sometimes it makes sense to sell premium. Sometimes it makes sense to be long the premium. Volatility, short, long volatility. All right, so in terms of main rules, 4 positions, that's straightforward. Just count how many positions you have. 2.5% account value per position, that's the most difficult. Even professional traders have difficulty dealing with prospect theory, right? When we confront it with $500 gain or a $500 loss, most of us make different decisions, right? Right, because when we made $500, we're happy to take the profit, but when we are down $500, we convince ourselves that it's okay, the market will come back, and then your loss could potentially be $1,000, right? So how do you determine the 2.5%? Right now, after the CPI data for the past couple of weeks, it's a clearly defined rectangle, right? It's Fred's favorite pattern. We're either going to break to the upside, maybe Friday, on the unemployment data, right? If unemployment data and the economy is expanding, then we could make new highs, right? 560 we said is the next overhead resistance. If it's the opposite, if unemployment data ticked up again, like initial claims today just came out, they were hotter than expected, right? So you can see that employment is cooling, economy is cooling. If it's a big move in the unemployment data, then you could have a break below N2 data. Dealer exposure, 530 is well positioned, and 560 calls. People selling 560 calls, people buying 530 puts, right? And dealers are low end that can break this equilibrium between bulls and bears, can get you out of the 560 or out of 530 going into the earnings season. We're going to have in 2 weeks, we're going to have an earnings season starting as well. Meanwhile, market is trying to break through all-time highs. So day trading, this is support number 1. I propose to have maybe 10 points as a stop loss, right? If we reverse today and break through these lows, then 10 points. And if you're doing longer term trading, 20 points. On the $10,000 account, $250, 2.5%. So not to risk $250. So if you're doing day trading, you have to have $25,000. Day trading, less than 1% should be at risk of your portfolio. Not should be, but consensus or average. If you ask, 100 traders, they'll tell you, 0.5%, 75 basis points, but something less than 1%. So I would say $250 if you're doing day trading and you have $25,000 in your account. If you carry position over, kind of cheating to make math easy. So 25 shares if you're doing day trading, and maybe 12 shares if you're holding position overnight for a week or two. Any questions? In terms of dealer positioning, banks are flat, regional banks slightly lower, Jets up 1%, Germany up 1%, energy is flat. Again, remember today's a half a day, so. Fred, good morning. How are you? Don, good morning. Carmen, thank you for your kind words. Appreciate it. John, good morning. Sounds good. Looking forward to it. To all Tradespoon. In Yautana, happy 4th of July. Thank you, John. Everybody, happy 4th of July. Thank you, John. And John, that's a lot of. Review the likes of the STZ trade. Yes, so let's look at the STZ. Sorry, we do have STZ position. I mean, pre-market, it was up 3% to 270. Looks like it pulled back. So right now, I do have some long volatility, because if you were there yesterday, then you would see that so let's look at bar chart. STZ. So I did butterfly because there was very high open interest at the 280 strike. So I decided if there's going to be positive news, then the STZ could potentially get to the 275 to 80. It got close, right? It got close to 70 pre-market, but when the market opens, it gave up all of the gains. So as of right now, let me look at what it's trading at. So I did 275 call, and unfortunately it pulled back after getting very close to that point. And I don't know if it's still there. Let's see. Right, we said that sometimes it acts as a repellent and sometimes it acts as a magnet. So it did act as a magnet, at least pre-market. Let's see, volatility, dealer exposure, STZ. Right, I should have listened to Fred. He wanted to sell the put spread. But you can see in August, not July, but August, there was a pretty high open interest closed it after the earnings. Not sure, but yes, it's not there. So what we can do, let's see what the spread is. And we do have till Friday, but as of right now, the call spread is trading at, maybe you can get 10 cents, maybe. So I'll put an order to try to close. I mean, it could have maybe another leg up. We'll see. For now, people are selling. So I'll try, if we do jump back up, and just watch the trade. So I'll put an order for 40 cents on, gonna start. Making money. But we have today, and then tomorrow is off, and then Friday. So we'll see how STZ. For now, it's flat. I'm out of Texas Instruments, right? So all right, so I put 2 STZ trades, see if any of them will get to 40 cents for now or drop. And then I did get out of Texas Instrument because it's July. So now I don't have any more July positions. Now I can concentrate on August, right? So I have General Electric August position that I'm trying to close. Silver got close to the exit price. Let's see, what's it trading at? Yeah, so let me get out of silver. It's almost 4% move in short period of time. Okay, so again, precious metals, I think the inflation is here to stay. Also, silver is the industrial metal, right? So people are bullish on silver, so it is up 3%. 3%. So I did put on a position, right? Silver recently, around silver position, but got bought at 26.97 and closed at 27.73. Still long silver, but it could get, could retest 29. And I think silver continues to have very high demand for calls, right? So dealers are short the gamma. Right? The opposite. So you can see, very large demand for 30. So it could act as a magnet, right? It could pull the stock based on unemployment data or whatnot. It could pull the stock back to 29 level. Any questions? $95 show all 3 legs of Brown into detail. To modify to show all 3 legs. Thank you, Terrence. It's a good feedback. I will work on that. Thank you. All right. But I think here you do see. Right. So you do see all 3 strikes. We do see all 3 strikes here. Is it? Yeah, here just 3 strike, which is good. All right. But thank you for your feedback. It would be helpful. Okay. So precious metals are up today. Let's look at the 10-year pullback, right? We talked about this descending triangle, right? You have a downward pressure, lower highs, same lows, right? So at some point, either break 460. I still think the top is set in the interest rates, right? I think Fed will lower interest rates this year. A lot of people think it's as early as September. Right? Economy is cooling off in Europe, Britain, Canada, so everybody are lowering interest rates. So at some point, United States will have to lower interest rates too, especially if the unemployment start ticking up and home builders are under pressure, right? And continue to deteriorate as well, right? So that's showing that the economy is cooling, right? And retail numbers were also low, so retailers are down. So economy is cooling. Fed will have to lower interest rate. If it's not September, then maybe November, December. But I think the path of least resistance for the rates to continue going lower. Is Desi back? Desi is not here. Okay. And the dollar also started pulling back. So that's positive, right? So because this was one of the areas of concern for macroeconomists and technicians, but it started to pull back. So that's good. That should give momentum to the bulls. High yield precipitously dropped. Right, so that's bearish. It's fighting for the 50-day moving average. So there's signs of, there's some information for the bulls. There's some information for bears. All right, that the high yield dropped precipitously. That's QQQ flats, spiders, semiconductors are flat, still sitting below 50-day moving average. So still weak participation, right? That's bear's argument. We're still not, not everybody is participating. Any questions? Give me a second. Let me review my positions as well. I do have a big silver position, so I need to trim it. Okay. All right, any questions? Leaving for Costa Rica, have fun in Costa Rica. Happy 4th of July. Any plans? I'm actually also going to Cancun for my best friend's 50th birthday. So I am flying on Thursday, but there's a big hurricane or tornado is coming. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, but hopefully we'll be fine. Right, added to DIA positions. So I think market is overbought. I think it does make sense to be long and short the market. I mean, yeah, okay. So DIA there's a lot of overhead resistance, right? People do talk in terms of the noise in the social media. Everybody talks about the seasonality, right? And when everybody talks about seasonality, usually it happens. But seasonality, usually in July, the first 2 weeks of July are very strong. And then starting end of July as earnings season unfolds, usually there is a pullback. Elections years are a little bit different because May, June, July is also very bullish in the elections. But a lot of people think that by end of July, we'll have a pullback. Last year, it was 10%. This year, maybe it's less. Nobody knows. Depends on data. But it does make sense to hedge your portfolio. So I think DIA position does make sense. Thank you, Fred. All right, so I trimmed silver, and then in terms of positions, let's see, Dow Jones. Right, so that's DIA. You can do put spread, right? If you're a little bit more aggressive, you can do 400, 380 put spread, right? Long debit put spread. FXI, I'm long to silver lately. Let's see, yeah. So when silver is up, China is up, right? So, okay. Actually, what's my cost basis? And let's look 30 days. Maybe it makes sense to trim FXI as well. Oh no, I've been trimming FXI 2710, 2690. Okay. So, okay. So I already added a 2690. Okay. So we'll see if China can also break out after long consolidation. Very interesting that silver, almost the same chart. Okay. So, if you see that your multiple of your positions are highly correlated, then you're overly exposed. So maybe it makes sense to trim some silver. Maybe it makes sense to trim China because they're moving in the same direction. They're very highly tied to interest rates and the dollar, right? Dollar pulls back, okay, silver is taking off, right? So, and China is taking off. Any questions on Discord? How are you guys doing on Discord? Terminator's here, Ruster is here, Cherry Blossom and Elmark. The team is here. Very good. And go to webinar. How are you guys doing? Ernest, thank you. Maybe cancel. I do want to cancel. My wife doesn't want to cancel. You know, it's a lot of preparation. They reserved the, you know, like this restaurant, there was the pool and the rooftop, and a lot of our friends are going. So it's hard to cancel. But I'm not sure if I want to take the risk. I'm a little risk averse, but not my wife. She's very risk on type of person. And John, FDX done for today. See you Monday, Fred. Excellent observation. On FXI, didn't see that. Okay, thank you, Fred. Also goes with my prediction. Thank you, Kevin. So today, yes, FedEx. If you're looking for ideas, aggressive power trader and active trader, you can find the same information on Tradespoon. Not the same. Tradespoon is always 3. And aggressive power trader, kind of usually I look for more. Today is actually less. But FedEx, we did trade it. FedEx, it was a good trade on the earnings. And you know, it's consolidating. You know, you have a clearly defined, you know, support. So it makes sense if you don't have exposure to transportation. Maybe it makes sense to put a small position because you know where the stop loss. If it breaks through the session low, then you probably want to get out of this trade, right? So $15, $300 stop, 5% stop loss. But you know, in terms of overhead resistance, the next level is probably 320, 315. So 15 points, you know, 5% to the upside, 5% to the downside, right? So that would be the setup for this trade. And this is where you would get your ideas, right? And John already, or you do in day trading, right? You do in day trading. Track movements and path of hurricane in basin. Thank you, Storm Tracker. Thank you, Fred. All right. Let's continue with the rest of the positions. Keep in mind today is half a day session, so by 12 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Eastern, market will close, and then day off tomorrow. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Okay, we talked about FXI. General Electric is another position. It is consolidating, right? It's kind of consolidating since April, right? Waiting for the next earnings season. So it might not move much until the earnings, or at least lead, you know, rally into the earnings if the market does rally. But for now, it's flat, right? It's just been consolidating. Usually a healthy pattern, right? You have a strong rally, consolidation, and then another leg up. So that's General Electric. HPQ is a stock, so I have time. It's been also consolidating, right? Strong rally on the AI, pull back was the rest of the AI stocks. Not the rest, but at least semiconductor. Sitting on the key support, or let's see how Dell is doing. Yeah, Dell, similar price pattern. But Microsoft and Google, they are breaking out, right? They're a little bit different AI flavor, but Microsoft is breaking out to the upside and Google continues its march forward. All right, so that's HPQ. We talked about silver, NVO. So let's look at NVO. NVO did pull back after Biden's comments that they need to lower the prescription cost. I think healthcare in general will fluctuate as elections unfold, right? Now Kamala Harris has higher odds based on the betting markets. So I don't know how well it will impact energy and healthcare stocks, right? Or defense stocks based on red versus blue. So, and you can see energy is kind of also not going anywhere. All right. And then Synchrony Financial and UNH. So UNH, right after the Russell rebouncing end of the first half, consolidating, right? Did not break the lows. So I'm long UNH and long Synchrony Financial. It pulls back to the breakout level, then maybe it's time to add. So those are all the positions that I have. Any questions on Discord? Let's see, YouTube. How are you guys doing on YouTube? Alon, thank you for broadcasting. On YouTube, wow, love it. Alon, if you can keep an eye on questions, but any questions on, let's see, YouTube? Okay. Top chat, no question. Build on is the bullish outlook. Okay. Hit the like button if you or subscribe. That'll be great. All right, awesome. Because that would be appreciated. Just make sure you have some provisions and water in case things get dodgy. Thank you, Terrence. Check and long range hurricanes, most likely, of course. Usually they look back to Gulf Coast, NOLA somewhere. And OAA. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Showing. Cancun, Mexico. I can show wind. Okay. Okay. Happy thoughts. Any questions? Thank you for the site. It's 2 a.m. Monday. Careful about the travel plan. Hurricane tracker. Well, Monday night I have to fly back. There's a bear thing here. Is that a site hurricane tracker? Where's Cancun? Fifth is Thursday, Friday. So I should hit Cancun area by July 5th. And then July 6th it should pass. And I'm traveling back on Monday. So Monday is Monday. I'm not sure if you guys really want to spend time, but let me just send this to my wife. Okay. All right. So now we'll learn a little bit about hurricane and the probability of Bitcoin. I would watch Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is important. It's been weak. It's another proxy for risk taking, right? So Bitcoin has been weak, consolidating, hasn't really done anything since March, and pulling back, and high yield. So those are signs of, that maybe it's time to hedge. Maybe it's time to hedge. All right. UNH, Synchrony Financial. I covered everything. Yes. Okay, I covered everything. It's 9 o'clock. What else do we want to talk about? Crude oil. Let's talk about NVIDIA. NVIDIA is weak, right? Another proxy for risk on. That's been consolidating. Crude oil has been strong, right? Strong recovery in crude oil. Talked about China, copper. So today, dollar is dropping, so you have your copper, your silver, China, all rally. Germany is actually up. Gold is up. Gold miners are up. Let's see. And big drop in yield. Okay, yield is down, dollar is down, precious metals are up, China is up. So that's good news for the market. High yield is down, Bitcoin is down, NVIDIA is down. That's not a good news, but it's a picker's market, right? So you have, stuff in green. But Dow Jones is flat, consumer staples are flat, spiders, banks flat, ARK is up, regional banks, jets are up, Germany. The small caps are not participating. So it looks like precious metals, China, so dollar and yield play. GPQ is up. Okay, I'm out of Texas Instrument. Get out of Texas Instrument. STZ is just not going anywhere, right? I should have listened to Fred and sell premium, right? Sell premium. But it does show you that 280 strike did matter, right? At least pre-market, we were very close to that strike price. And obviously, I didn't mention AI that often. And that's the problem. But okay, so that's STZ. Apple, NVIDIA, Amazon is pulling back today. NVO, trying to find the bottom. That's about it. Any questions? DA credit call spread. So Dow Jones, I'm still bearish on Dow Jones. Not bearish. I mean, it's a pattern of higher highs and higher lows, but I am concerned that, end of July or August, we're going to have at least some kind of a pullback. So I don't think it makes sense to have all of your positions bullish. So at least one of the 4 positions I propose to be bearish, right? So I put on a Dow Jones credit call spread. Thank you, Ray. Right now it's not doing anything. Stocks, I mean, yeah, SMH stocks, they're the same, right? So I think semiconductors is an NVIDIA story, right? It's consolidating. The pattern looks almost identical to what happened in March, or to what happened in, right, in end of May. It actually rallied until second week of July, right? We talked about that seasonality consolidated and pulled back as much as 20%, I think, right? Last time. 10%. That's a semiconductor, so not NVIDIA. Semiconductor. So SMH pulled back 10%, right? Well, actually more if you take into consideration the October lows. So 15%. So it dropped as much as 15% back in last July. And then in March, 15% again, right? So 15% again. And now 15% would be somewhere in here, right? The breakout level. So I would not be surprised to see 240 on SMH, right? Sometime August, September, 240. So I would be, neutral on SMH, right? Buy on if it drops to 50-day moving average, sell if it rallies to the upside. That flight cancellation Friday. We're flying Thursday for now. But will there be broadcast on Friday? There will not be closing bell. Thank you for reminding me. But there will be a morning bell. So Scott will do the morning bell on Friday, since I don't know where I'm going to be. If I'm going to be in Cancun, maybe. We'll see. But Friday morning for sure there'll be a broadcast. Friday closing bell, probably not, especially if I'm in Cancun. If the flight gets canceled, decision now. I have a question about the coaching. When my husband to come back, I have the call and the numbers. I have but the answers. What the correct number? Thanks. Ready to go forward. Yeah, Carmen. Yes, coaching is. We're still doing coaching. You can just reply to the same email, right? But or the one-on-one coaching, right? You can click on one-on-one coaching and just click on apply now, right? If you took a break, and somebody will call you, right? I'll send you an email. But in theory, just find your emails that you corresponded the last time, and it should be there. I can actually find. Hold on, let me find the email. Coach. Let me see, coaching. Most founded leads. So the only email I found is leads. All right, Carmen. So I put you can use this email or find the one you used before. Bill doesn't look good. Did you close the bearish credit calls for Raymond? No, I did not. Question was on the Dow Jones credit call spread. For now, I'm still in the trade. So it should appear under position. Okay. So I'm short 395, long 400. Learn from Monday and right can come here right after early. Okay, thank you, Fred. Move upward maybe. EQT and my watch list. I watched EQT. It's very volatile. I'm not really, predicting guests has been very difficult, right? This is energy. It does look like it's stabilizing, but it's a very weak price pattern, right? But it does. I mean, if you're bullish on EQT, then this does look like a bottoming process, and maybe it's going to take off. But for now, I'm not too excited about the price pattern. Thank you, Raymond. Model shows TIA should work. So let's see the model. So the short term for the next 10 days spiders, it's flat. It sees 549, 541 overhead resistance. I mean, it doesn't see a lot of momentum above 550. Obviously, it doesn't know about the unemployment data on Friday, or what do we have the following week? CPI data. Yeah, and then CPI data. So model doesn't know about it, right? So, but that's what can get market out of the equilibrium, either below 540 or above 550. So I think model is doing a good job without any big events. We are trading in this narrow range. We're stuck in that narrow range, but we will get out of this range most likely next week, right? Between the initial claims and unemployment data, you know, at least bond market is already moving, right? Bond market already anticipates that unemployment is going to be weaker, and that drop in the interest rates. So that's what I think. The bond market is already on the move, and I think dollar is already on the move as well. Carmen, thank you. Terrence, thank you. Happy 4th of July. Thank you as well. You and your family as well. I was calling Frank. I did not email. I'm not sure what the phone number is. Let me see. I don't have an. Oh, I do have. I'll put the phone number. Her name is Jasmine. She's like an administrator for the program. So I'm gonna put it privately. Carmen, so I put it privately. The phone number. Call. Her name is Jasmine. Call her and just explain her the situation. Capital LG. LG, lowercase. Lower LG, not 1G, LG. Right, Larry Gray. Yeah, LG. Thank you, Carmen. Same. Thank you, Carmen. All right, 912. YouTube. Thank you for participation. Means a lot to me. Thank you on YouTube, Discord, guys. Everybody stick around. Terminator, Russell, Cherry Blossom. Well, Mark, have a great 4th of July. Thank you for participation. Go to webinar, guys. You're awesome. Okay, happy 4th of July, everybody. Half a day today, Thursday. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Enjoy your time with friends and family. Friday, we are back to morning session. Scott will do the morning session, but most likely strategy roundtable and closing bell. You know, I won't be able to make it unless my wife changes her mind, which usually doesn't happen. Okay, thank you very much and have a great day. Thank you, Fred. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you. Take care, guys.